What if someone owed you a fortune, and you were forgiven every penny? Would you forgive someone who owed you only a little? Jesus once told a story that reached into the hardest corner of the human heart. A king sat in his palace and called his servants to settle their accounts. One man was brought before him, trembling. He had wasted what belonged to the king, and the record of his debt was far beyond what he could repay. When the king ordered that he and all he had be sold, the servant fell to his knees and cried, "Lord, have patience with me, and I will repay you everything." The king looked at him. His face softened. He did not merely delay judgment, he showed mercy. "I forgive you," he said, and he cancelled the debt completely. The servant left the palace free, breathing the air of grace like a man rescued from the grave. But as he walked through the crowded marketplace, he saw another servant who owed him a small amount. The forgiven man seized him by the throat and demanded payment. The other servant begged, "Have patience with me, and I will repay you." Yet the first man refused. He thrust him into prison. The watching servants were troubled and went to tell the king. When the king heard, he summoned the man again. "You wicked servant," he said. "I forgave you all that debt because you pleaded with me. Should you not also have had mercy on your fellow servant, as I had mercy on you?" Then the king handed him over to judgment. Jesus turned to his disciples and let the silence sink in. Peter had asked how many times he must forgive, but the Lord answered with a kingdom lesson: forgiveness cannot be counted like coins. The servant who has received great mercy must become a river of mercy to others. Sometimes the wound is real. Sometimes the offense is deep. Forgiveness does not pretend the hurt never happened. But it refuses to keep chains where God has offered release. The lesson of the story is this: because God has forgiven us immeasurably, we must forgive others with the same mercy.